Get your filthy ass off my station floor. Heavy boots, getting closer. You hear me? Or are you too advanced to understand basic English? The man sitting against the tile looks up. Calm eyes, torn jacket, hands visible, not moving. Officer, I'm not causing any— Shut your mouth! You stink! You're scaring commuters. Look at you. Disgusting. This isn't a dumpster. This is a transit hub for people who actually contribute to society. Sir, I apologize. I'll move if. A laugh. Cold. Mean. You don't get ifs. You get what I say. Stand up. Now. Or I'll make you stand up. Platform 3. Metro Central Station. 8:47 a.m. March 17th. What Officer Derek Sullivan doesn't see. The badge hidden beneath that torn jacket. In 4 minutes, his entire world collapses. Stay with me. This is where everything changes. Mitchell Taylor doesn't flinch. He's been here before. Not on this floor, but in moments like this. Moments where power meets vulnerability, where a badge becomes a weapon. For 3 weeks, he's been invisible. A shadow on Platform 3, cup in hand. Torn jacket. Stubble growth is deliberate. The scent of unwashed clothes is authentic. He hasn't showered in 4 days. The concrete is cold beneath him. The fluorescent buzz constant. Diesel exhaust burns his throat every time a train pulls in. Metro Central Station handles 40,000 commuters daily. 12-hour shifts, 4 platforms, 3 coffee kiosks, 1 police substation tucked behind the ticket booth. Not one commuter has looked him in the eye for 19 days. Mitchell watches them. They watch their phones. This is his specialty. Pattern recognition. Behavioral tracking. He's spent 12 years with internal affairs, but the last 8 focused on one thing: systemic abuse disguised as policy. The cases no one wants to touch. The complaints that vanish before they reach investigators. 3 months ago, the commissioner handed him a file. Metro PD Central Division. Complaint suppression suspected. Civilian lawsuit pending. The numbers told a story. 127 excessive force complaints filed between 2021 and 2024. 113 dismissed. 89% clearance rate. The highest in the city, too high. Mitchell's assignment: embed, observe, document, prove pattern, not coincidence. So he became what Sullivan and officers like him see every day, but never truly look at. Disposable, forgettable, less than human. The station's unofficial policy calls it quality of life enforcement. The transit authority turns a blind eye. Officers sweep the platforms twice per shift, move the homeless along, keep the commuters comfortable, protect revenue. Mitchell has watched it happen 63 times in 3 weeks. Different officers, same script. Sometimes verbal warnings, sometimes threats. Twice, he witnessed physical removal, hands on collars, shoves toward exits. No arrests, no paperwork, just power. Officer Derek Sullivan works this beat 4 days a week. Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. 11-year veteran, patrol division. No public disciplinary record, no commendations either. Average. Except Mitchell has been watching Sullivan for 19 days now. And Sullivan isn't average. He's careful, tactical. He targets the ones who won't fight back. The elderly, the mentally ill, the ones without phones or witnesses who care. He escalates slowly, tests boundaries, sees how far he can push before someone pushes back. No one ever does. Sullivan's hand stays near his baton during confrontations. His voice rises in calculated increments. He positions himself between the target and exit routes. Classic dominance behavior. Taught in academy, then twisted. Mitchell has documented 32 interactions, voice recorder in his jacket lining, notes memorized, written later. Patterns emerging like constellations. Sullivan never activates his body cam for minor encounters. He calls for backup only when he wants witnesses to his version. He uses language designed to provoke, then claims self-defense. Camera angles matter, Mitchell reminds himself. Not just what happens, but who sees it, and from where. Yesterday, Sullivan confronted an elderly woman with a shopping cart, told her she was creating a hazard, threatened arrest. She cried. He laughed. When she dropped her cart and shuffled away, he kicked it. Contents scattered. No one helped her pick them up. Mitchell watched, recorded, waited. Because this isn't about one old woman or one homeless man on Platform 3. It's about a system that teaches officers they're untouchable, that the badge grants immunity, that some people don't matter. Sullivan's shift starts in 4 minutes. Same routine. Coffee from the kiosk. Patrol the platforms. Target the vulnerable. Mitchell shifts against the tile. His ribs already ache from the concrete. 3 weeks of this. 3 weeks of cold floors and hostile stares and invisible existence. But today, Sullivan finally sees him. And everything Mitchell has built toward, every documented interaction, every recorded threat, every pattern mapped, comes down to the next 6 minutes. Sullivan's boots echo across the platform. Heavy, deliberate. The sound of authority announcing itself. Mitchell keeps his eyes down, hands visible, non-threatening. The boots stop, right in front of him. "You don't belong here." Mitchell looks up. Slowly. His eyes meet Sullivan's. "Officer, I'm just waiting for—" "Did I ask what you're doing?" Sullivan's voice rises. Commuters slow, watching, not stopping. "I told you what you're doing. Loitering, making paying customers uncomfortable." Mitchell keeps his hands visible. "I understand. I can move to—" "You can move out." Sullivan steps closer. His shadow falls across Mitchell. "How long you been sitting here?" "Maybe 20 minutes. You buy a ticket?" "No, sir." "No, sir." Mocking. "So you're trespassing. You know what we do with trespassers?" A white man in a suit stands 10 feet away, also waiting. No ticket visible, phone in hand. Sullivan doesn't glance at him. "Officer, I apologize if you what?" Sullivan's hand moves to his baton. "If you broke the law, you don't get to apologize. You get what I decide you get." Mitchell's voice stays level. "What would you like me to do?" "I'd like you to stop stinking up my station. Get a job instead of begging. Look in a mirror." Sullivan leans down, close. "But since you clearly don't have self-respect, I'll make it simple. Stand, up, walk, away." The crowd grows, phones out, some filming. Sullivan adjusts his stance. This is performance. Mitchell rises, slow, hands visible. "Thank you, officer. You'll what?" Sullivan blocks his path. "Apologize? Promise to do better?" I've heard it 1,000 times from people like you. People like me. Yeah, people like you. Sullivan's face hardens. Lazy, entitled, always wanting handouts. You think anyone here wants to see you? Smell you? A woman's voice, quiet. "Officer, he's leaving. Just let him—" "Ma'am, step back. Police business." Sullivan turns back. "Are you still here?" "I'm moving. I just need to—" Mitchell reaches for his cup. "Don't." Sullivan's hand goes to his gun. Fast. "Hands where I can see them." Mitchell freezes, hands up. The crowd gasps. "It's just a cup." "I decide what it is, not you. I am in control here. Me." Sullivan circles him. "You know what I think? You're on something. Eyes look glassy. That's drugs talking." "I'm not—" "Shut up. Suspected narcotics, public intoxication. That gives me probable cause to search you. Run your name for warrants." Mitchell says nothing. "What? No smart mouth now?" Sullivan smiles. Cold. Suddenly respectful when consequences show up. He addresses the crowd. This is what happens when we tolerate this. They multiply. Take over. Pretty soon you can't use your station safely. An elderly black man speaks. He wasn't bothering anyone. Sullivan's head snaps toward him. Sir, unless you want to join him in custody, mind your business. The old man falls silent. Last chance. Walk away, right now. Mitchell takes one step. Sullivan's boot comes up, fast, catches Mitchell's ribs. Mitchell hits the tile, hard. The sound echoes. Crowd gasps. Resisting, Sullivan announces, loud. The subject refused lawful orders. Physical intervention required. Mitchell stays down, cheek against cold tile. His right hand moves toward his inner jacket pocket. Sullivan's hand goes to his gun. I said don't move. Officer Sullivan. Mitchell's voice is quiet, steady. I need to show you something. Show me your hands. I am. Reaching for identification. Slowly. He pulls it out, opens it, federal shield, gold, badge number IA0891. My name is Detective Mitchell Taylor. Internal Affairs. You just assaulted a federal investigator during an active investigation. The color drains from Sullivan's face. His hand trembles on his radio. A woman in the crowd films. Her phone is steady. 47 seconds of footage that will change everything. Someone whispers, "Oh my God." Sullivan's mouth opens. Nothing comes out. The woman with the phone is Janet Moore. 42. Commuter. No agenda beyond catching her train to work. She uploads the video at 11:47 a.m. 47 seconds. Vertical format. Shaky but clear. Audio perfect. Sullivan's voice. You don't get to decide anything. The kick. The sound of impact. Mitchell hitting tile. Then the badge was revealed. Sullivan's face going pale. Janet captions it. Cop attacks homeless man at Metro Central. Turns out he's internal affairs. Watch till the end. And by noon, 2.3 million views. The comments section explodes. Thousands per minute. Outrage, disbelief, vindication. This is why people don't trust the police. Finally, someone held accountable. How many others did he do this to? The local news picks it up at 12:15. Breaking news banner. Anchor's face is serious. Disturbing video from Metro Central Station shows an officer appearing to assault a man later identified as an undercover internal affairs detective. The phone at Metro PD's Public Affairs office rings. Doesn't stop. Captain Raymond Hayes calls an emergency command meeting. 12:30 p.m. Conference room. Door closed. Voices raised behind it. At 1 p.m. the official statement goes out. Metro Police Department takes all allegations of misconduct seriously. Officer Derek Sullivan has been placed on administrative duty pending a full review of this incident. We are cooperating completely with the Internal Affairs investigation. No further comment at this time. Administrative duty, not suspension, not termination. The internet notices immediately. Administrative duty means desk work with full pay. That's their idea of accountability? Sullivan lawyers up within the hour. The police union provides counsel. Standard practice. A firm downtown. Expensive. Connected. At 2 p.m., Sullivan's attorney releases a brief statement to the media. Officer Sullivan maintains he acted within department guidelines for ensuring public safety and responding to what he reasonably perceived as a volatile situation. We will vigorously contest any allegations of misconduct. Officer Sullivan has served this community with distinction for 11 years. No mention of the kick. No mention of the language. No apology. At 2:45, a document leaks to the press. Internal union memo, sent from the union president's office to all Metro PD members. Subject line, Metro Central Incident, Protocol. The text is brief. Do not comment on the Metro Central situation to the media or civilians. Standard protocol has been invoked. Legal counsel is handling all inquiries. Await further instructions. Unity and silence protect us all. A reporter tweets it. Screenshot attached. The phrase, silence protect us all, gets highlighted, shared, memed. By 3 p.m., the hashtag trends. Local first, then regional. At Metro Central Kick. Sarah Williams sees the video at 3:20. She's at her desk. Civilian Oversight Commission. Small office. Underfunded. 3 staff members total. She watches it twice. Then reads the union memo. Her hand reaches for a file cabinet. Pulls a folder. Complaint logs. Metro PD. She's been tracking patterns for 2 years. The memo language. Standard protocol. Unity and silence. She's seen those exact phrases before. Different incidents. Same protective reflex. She picks up her phone. Dials internal affairs. This is Sarah Williams, Civilian Oversight. I need to speak with Detective Mitchell Taylor. Yes, I'll hold. By 4 p.m., 3 witnesses come forward publicly. Janet Moore gives an interview, standing outside the station, confident, clear. I saw the whole thing. The man on the ground, Detective Taylor, he wasn't doing anything wrong. He was calm, polite. The officer escalated everything. Then he kicked him. Just kicked him. For no reason. The elderly black man from the platform. Name, Jerome Adams, 71, retired postal worker. I tried to speak up. The officer threatened me too. Told me I'd be arrested if I didn't mind my business. That man was being humiliated and we all just watched. A transit worker. Name, Luis Hernandez. Saw the confrontation from the ticket booth. Officer Sullivan comes through here 4 times a week. I've seen him do this before. Not exactly like this, but close. He targets certain people. Always the same type. Always the ones who can't fight back. The media runs with it. Yeah. Evening news leads with the story. All local channels. 3 witnesses corroborate the video. Questions about the officer's history. At 5:30, a community activist group gathers outside Metro PD headquarters. 40 people. Signs. Chants. Badges doesn't mean above the law. Accountability now. The crowd is peaceful. Determined. News cameras film them. Inside headquarters, Captain Hayes watches the coverage. His jaw was tight. Phone ringing. Emails flooding. The mayor's office wants answers. Sullivan sits in his apartment. Curtains closed. Phone off. His union rep told him, stay quiet, stay home, let legal handle it. But his hands shake. Because he knows what's on that video. His voice, his words, his boot. And worse, he knows Mitchell Taylor wasn't the first. At 7 p.m., the story goes national. Cable news. 30 seconds on the evening broadcast. Undercover sting catches officer in alleged assault. Mitchell Taylor sits in a conference room at Internal Affairs headquarters. His ribs ache. Bruise forming. The doctor documented it. Photographs taken. Chain of evidence started. His supervisor across the table. This is bigger than we anticipated. Mitchell nods. It always was. Sullivan's not working alone. He's comfortable because he's protected. You have proof? Not yet, but I will. His phone buzzes. Text from an unknown number. I've been tracking Metro PD complaints for 2 years. We need to talk. Sarah Williams, Civilian Oversight. Mitchell shows his supervisor. Meet with her. If she has records we don't, we'll need them. By 10 p.m., Sullivan's social media accounts disappear. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. All deleted or made private. His friends scrub their pages, photos with him, tagged posts, anything connecting them. Too late. The internet already archived everything. At midnight, An anonymous tip comes into Sarah Williams' office voicemail. A voice. Female. Scared. If you're investigating Sullivan, you need to check the complaint logs, not just what got filed, what got buried. There are more. Way more. The caller doesn't leave a name. Sarah listens 3 times, saves the file, forwards it to Mitchell. By morning, the story dominates local news. Sullivan's name is public. His face is everywhere. And somewhere in Metro PD's record system, 23 complaint files wait to be discovered. The press conference happens at 9 a.m., City Hall, East Steps, March 18th. The IA commissioner stands at the podium, flanked by 2 city council members, cameras everywhere, reporters packed tight. Mitchell Taylor stands to the side, clean suit, shaved, badge visible on his belt. The transformation is stark. Yesterday's homeless man, now a federal investigator. Same person, different costumes. The crowd sees what they're supposed to see now. The commissioner speaks, voice firm, measured. Yesterday's incident at Metro Central Station was not random. Detective Mitchell Taylor was conducting an authorized undercover operation as part of investigation codename Clean Badge. Pause. Let it land. For 23 days, Detective Taylor embedded himself at Metro Central to investigate a pattern of complaints regarding excessive force and civil rights violations. What you witnessed on video was a field test. Officer Sullivan failed. The reporters erupt. Questions shouted, hands raised. Was this entrapment? How many officers are under investigation? Did the department know? The commissioner raises a hand. Silence falls. This was not entrapment. Detective Taylor was lawfully present in a public space. He made no provocative actions. Officer Sullivan's response was entirely his own choice. He lifts a document, official letterhead visible. Effective immediately, Officer Derek Sullivan is suspended without pay pending a criminal investigation. Additional disciplinary measures are under review. Suspended, not administrative duty. The word hits different. The commissioner continues. Let me be clear. This investigation is not about one officer. It's about systemic patterns that violate public trust. More information will be released as the investigation progresses. Mitchell steps to the microphone. First public statement. I'm one of dozens of people, unhoused, minority, economically vulnerable, who interact with Metro PD daily. The difference is, I could reveal my badge. His voice is calm, steady. They can't. This investigation is for them. Silence. Then a flurry of camera clicks. Sullivan's attorney releases a counterstatement within the hour. This was an orchestrated setup designed to entrap a dedicated public servant. Officer Sullivan believed he was conducting lawful enforcement. The so-called investigation violates his due process rights. We will pursue all legal remedies, including a federal civil rights lawsuit against the city. The word entrapment trends on social media. Arguments explode. Cops always claim setup when they get caught. But seriously, is this legal? Who cares if it's a setup? He kicked him. That's the point. At Metro PD headquarters, the atmosphere is toxic. Officers cluster in hallways, whispered conversations, paranoid glances. How long was he there? Did he record us? Who else is undercover? Trust disintegrates. The unspoken rule, protect each other, suddenly feels dangerous. Captain Hayes calls a closed-door meeting. Command staff only. His voice carries through the door. We have a PR nightmare. Media everywhere. Politicians demanding answers. I need to know who else has had contact with this guy. Silence. Then murmured denials. Nobody talks to the media. Nobody. Refer everything to legal. Understood? That afternoon, Sullivan's home was surrounded. News vans. Cameras on his door. He doesn't emerge. His neighbors give interviews. Always seemed like a regular guy. Quiet. Kept to himself. The standard script when someone's revealed to be something else. By evening, 3 additional complaints are filed against Sullivan. Citizens emboldened by the video, the floodgates cracking. At 6 p.m., Sarah Williams arrives at IA headquarters. She carries a thick folder. Mitchell meets her in a conference room. Fluorescent light, coffee machine humming. She opens the folder, spreads documents across the table. I've been tracking Metro Central complaints for 2 years. Pattern analysis. My office doesn't have subpoena power, so I couldn't force disclosure. But I documented everything civilians reported. Mitchell scans the pages. Dates, names, incident descriptions. Sarah points to a highlighted column. One name appears repeatedly, Sullivan. But here's the problem. She pulls out another set. Official Metro PD complaint dispositions. 23 complaints filed against Sullivan between 2019 and now. 8 never made it to IA. They were dismissed at precinct level by Captain Hayes. Mitchell looks up. Hayes signed off on all of them? Every single one. Some marked unfounded, some insufficient evidence, some just disappeared from the system. She slides another document across. Bank records, highlighted transactions. I pulled public financial disclosures. Hayes received $18,300 in consulting fees from Metro Towing over 3 years. Guess which officer generates the most tow requests? Sullivan. 92% of precinct-initiated tows go to Metro Towing, despite them not being the lowest bidder. Mitchell sits back. The pattern crystallizes. This isn't one bad cop. No. Sarah's voice is quiet, certain. It's a system built to protect itself. Sullivan's the hammer. Hayes is the shield. She closes the folder. The question is, how deep does it go? Sarah Williams' office is cramped. One window, view of a parking lot, file cabinets against every wall. The Civilian Oversight Commission doesn't get much budget, but Sarah's been here 6 years, and she's relentless. Mitchell sits across from her, cold pizza between them. 9 p.m. They've been at this for 7 hours. The complaint logs spread across her desk tell a story. 23 formal complaints against Officer Derek Sullivan, filed between January 2019 and March 2024. 5 years. Metro PD average is 0.8 complaints per officer annually. Sullivan's rate? 4.6. 6 times the norm. Mitchell reads through them. Each one a life. A violation. Complaint 1. Charles Thompson. Black male. Arrested for disorderly conduct while waiting for his daughter. Charges dropped the next day. Disposition. Unfounded. Dismissed by Captain Hayes. Complaint 7. Maria Santos. Car searched without consent. Kept roadside for 90 minutes. Lost her childcare spot. Disposition. Insufficient evidence. Dismissed by Hayes. Complaint 12. Kevin Johnson. Stopped because he fit the description. He was 5'6". The suspect was 6'2". Handcuffed anyway. Lip split. Released. No apology. Disposition. Officer acted within protocol. Dismissed by Hayes. The pattern is undeniable, and Hayes signed every dismissal. But 8 complaints never reached IA at all. Sarah pulls up the internal tracking system. Look at the case numbers. 2019-047, then 049. Where's 048? Mitchell leans closer. Missing. Deleted. I found the citizen's original intake form in our files. They filed it, we forwarded it. It entered Metro PD's system, then vanished. She shows 7 more examples. Complaint numbers that skip. Cases erased between intake and IA review. All involving Sullivan. All dismissed by Hayes before leaving the precinct. He's gatekeeping, Mitchell says, filtering what reaches oversight. Sarah opens another file. Body cam footage logs. Metro PD policy requires cameras active during enforcement actions. Sullivan's log shows 11 incidents where his camera malfunctioned during use of force. 11 out of 23 complaints. 50% failure rate. Department average, 3%. So I requested IT maintenance records. She pulls up metadata, technical logs. Every malfunction was a manual deactivation. Camera turns on at shift start, works fine. Then, right before the incident, signal stops. Not battery failure, not hardware failure. Someone pressed the button. Mitchell traces the pattern. Each deactivation coincides with a complaint. And Hayes knows. Look. Sarah highlights another column. Sullivan files equipment malfunction reports. Hayes approves replacements, but IT tested the original cameras, no issues found. Hayes is covering the cover-up. Exactly. Sarah opens another folder. Financial records. Judge approved my subpoena last week, Hayes' bank statements. She spreads them out. Highlights certain deposits. Metro Towing LLC, $18,300, paid to Hayes as consulting fees between 2021 and 2024. Mitchell examines the dates. Regular payments, $500 here, $800 there, always below reporting thresholds. Metro Towing is owned by Anthony Caldwell. He and Hayes went to high school together, friends for 30 years. She opens a city procurement database. Metro Towing won 92% of precinct-initiated tows over 3 years, even though they're not the cheapest. The bid comparison. Metro Towing bid $140 per tow. Competitors bid $95 and $108. Hayes sits on the procurement review committee. Mitchell sits back. Sullivan makes questionable stops. Impounds vehicles. Hayes approves the tows. Caldwell gets the business. Hayes gets kickbacks. And victims get screwed twice. They lose their cars, can't afford impound fees, miss work, lose jobs. Sarah pulls out victim impact statements. 12 people who never filed formal complaints. Too scared, too poor, too convinced nothing would change. She reads one aloud. Officer Sullivan pulled me over, said he smelled marijuana. I don't smoke. He searched my car, found nothing. Called a tow truck anyway. I couldn't afford the $575 to get it back. Lost my job, lost my apartment, all from one traffic stop. Silence. Just the fluorescent hum. This isn't about one bad cop, Mitchell says. No, it's a system that teaches them they can do this. That the badge means immunity. Sarah's phone rings. She answers. Williams. Yes. Slow down. She listens. Her face goes still. Are you safe? Okay, stay there. Don't open the door. I'm sending protection. She hangs up. Janet Moore, the woman who filmed the video. She's getting threatening calls. Anonymous, they know her address. Told her to delete it and shut up. Mitchell stands. I'll call it in. There's more. A car's been parked outside her house since yesterday. 2 men inside. They just watch. The system is defending itself. Mitchell makes the call. Protection detail authorized. But he knows. Trusting Metro PD to protect a witness against Metro PD is a problem. He contacts the ACLU instead. By midnight, they have a legal team committed. Pro bono. By 1 a.m., an envelope arrives. Slipped under Sarah's office door. No return address. Inside, photocopies of 8 more complaint forms. The missing ones. The deleted cases. A post-it note. Handwritten. Block letters. There are more of us. A friend inside. Someone within Metro PD is feeding them evidence. Sarah and Mitchell examine the documents. Each one a victim. Each one dismissed. Each one is buried. We need to reach these people, Sarah says. Give them a chance to be heard. Some might be too scared. Some will be ready. They've been waiting for someone to believe them. Mitchell checks his watch. 1:40 a.m. If we move too fast, evidence disappears. Too slow, witnesses get intimidated. Then we move smart. Build a case so airtight they can't dismiss it. They work until 3 a.m., building a timeline, cross-referencing complaints with tow records, mapping the financial trail. By dawn, The picture is complete. Sullivan, the enforcer, targets vulnerable populations, generates arrests and tows. Hayes, the facilitator, dismisses complaints, covers evidence, profits from the scheme. Caldwell, the beneficiary, gets the contracts, kicks back to Hayes, a triangle of corruption, built on people who couldn't fight back. Until now. If you've ever felt powerless against the system, drop a comment. This next part proves why we can't stay silent. The union announces the lawsuit at 8 a.m. March 19th. Federal courthouse steps. Sullivan's attorney was flanked by union representatives. Metro Police Union is filing a civil rights lawsuit against the city for unlawful entrapment and violation of Officer Sullivan's due process rights. This orchestrated sting operation violated established protocols and targeted a decorated officer with a manufactured scenario. The word decorated hangs in the air. Sullivan has no commendations, no awards. But facts don't matter now. This is about narrative. Officer Sullivan believed he was conducting lawful enforcement in good faith. The city's actions have destroyed his reputation, endangered his family, and violated his constitutional rights. We are seeking compensatory damages and reinstatement with back pay. Captain Hayes retains separate counsel, a criminal defense attorney, expensive, downtown firm, the kind you hire when trouble is real. Hayes's lawyer releases a brief statement. Captain Hayes has served Metro PD with distinction for 28 years. These allegations are baseless and politically motivated. He looks forward to clearing his name. No details, no denials, just posture. That night, the calls started. Sarah's phone rings at 2 a.m. She answers, groggy. Silence on the other end. Not empty silence, breathing, deliberate. Then a click, dial tone. She checks the caller ID. Unknown number. It happens again at 2:30, 3:15, 4 a.m. By morning, she's had 6 calls. Same pattern. Breathing, silence, hang up. She reports it, files a complaint, gets a case number. Nothing more. At 7 a.m., she walks to her car, stops. The driver's side door, scratched deep into the paint. One word. Snitch. She photographs it, report it. Officers take a statement, dust for prints, find nothing. Probably kids, one officer says. Vandalism's up in this neighborhood. Sarah doesn't argue, but she knows. Mitchell gets followed that afternoon. He spots the tail immediately. Gray sedan, 2 occupants, staying 3 cars back, professional distance. He makes 4 turns, random pattern. The sedan follows. He pulls into a gas station. The sedan parks across the street, doesn't leave. Mitchell photographs the license plate, runs it, registered to a Metro PD officer, Luis Mendez, Sullivan's usual partner. He calls it in. IA opens an investigation into Mendez, but the damage is done. The message sent. We're watching you. Janet Moore receives the first text at noon, from a number she doesn't recognize. You made a mistake. Fix it while you still can. Then another. Think about your family. Bad things happen to people who don't mind their business. She screenshots them, reports to police. They trace the number. Burner phone. Dead end. ACLU assigns her protection, an escort to and from work. But she's terrified. Can't sleep. Every car feels like a threat. At 3 p.m., the key witness calls Sarah. His name is Isaiah Brown, age 56, one of the victims from Sarah's files. 2022. Sullivan arrested him for jaywalking, slammed him against a squad car, fractured rib, complaint filed, dismissed. Isaiah agreed to testify 3 days ago. Now his voice shakes. I can't do this. I'm sorry. I thought I could, but they know where I live. Sarah's heart sinks. Isaiah, we can protect you. We have resources. They were outside my house last night. just sitting there in a police car, uniform visible. They wanted me to see them. That's witness intimidation. That's a federal crime. I don't care what it's called. His voice breaks. I have a daughter. She's 8. I can't risk her. Sarah closes her eyes. I understand. If you need to step back. I'm not stepping back. I'm out. Completely. Don't contact me again. He hangs up. Sarah sits in silence, the weight of it crushing. She's asking people to risk everything, and the system is proving exactly why they're afraid. Mitchell arrives at her office an hour later. She tells him about Isaiah. We're losing them, she says. The threats are working. Then we work faster, build the case strong enough that individual testimony is corroborated by documentation. Documentation can be destroyed. Not if we copy everything. Store it off-site, multiple locations. Sarah nods, but doubt creeps in. What if we're making it worse for them? All these victims. What if exposing this just brings more pain? Mitchell sits across from her. I asked myself that on day 15, sitting on that platform, watching Sullivan humiliate people, and I realized doing nothing guarantees it continues. Fighting back at least gives them a chance. That evening, the mayor's office applied quiet pressure. The city manager calls Sarah's supervisor, suggests maybe this has gone far enough. Costly litigation, public division, officer morale issues. Perhaps a settlement is more appropriate than continued escalation. Translation: back off. Sarah's supervisor relays the message. I'm not telling you to stop, but I am telling you the political will is weakening. Through his attorney, Sullivan maintains his innocence. Officer Sullivan acted within department guidelines for securing public spaces. We will vigorously contest these charges. This prosecution is an attempt to scapegoat one officer for systemic issues beyond his control. Online harassment intensifies. Sarah gets doxxed. Her home address was published on fringe forums. Comments calling her a traitor, a cop hater. Worse, she installs security cameras, changes her routine, stops jogging alone. Mitchell's IA supervisor warns him. The union is powerful. If we don't have airtight evidence, they'll destroy us in court, and you personally. They'll come after your career, your pension, everything. Late at night, Sarah's office. She and Mitchell are surrounded by files, evidence, testimony. What if we can't win? Sarah asks. Quietly, honestly. Mitchell doesn't answer immediately, because the question is fair. Then we finish what we started. We make sure it means something. Document everything. Even if we lose, the next investigators have a foundation. Sarah nods, but exhaustion shows. Her phone buzzes. Text from unknown number. She opens it. Her stomach drops. A photo. Her apartment building. Taken today. Caption: We know where you sleep. She shows Mitchell. His jaw tightens. We're reporting this. Federal investigators. This crosses the line. But they both know. Reporting creates a file. Investigation takes months. Meanwhile, the intimidation works. At midnight, Isaiah Brown calls back. Sarah almost doesn't answer. I'll testify. His voice is steadier now. My daughter asked me why I was scared of the police, and I realized, if I stay quiet, I'm teaching her to accept this. I can't do that. Sarah exhales, relief flooding through. We'll protect you, I promise. I don't need protection. I need this to matter. Show me how to make it matter. Isaiah Brown sits across from them. Safe house, ACLU secured apartment, neutral walls, the kind of place that feels temporary. He's brought his medical records, hospital discharge, psychological evaluation, therapy intake forms. Sarah and Mitchell listen. They don't interrupt. March 9th, 2022. I was jaywalking. Sullivan pulled up, told me to put my hands on the car. I did. He kicked my feet apart, patted me down. Rough. Isaiah's hands clasped tight, knuckles white. He asked if I had warrants. I said no. He didn't believe me. Called it in. Dispatch confirmed. Clean record. No warrants. His jaw tightens. He got angry, like I'd insulted him by being innocent. Grabbed my arm, twisted it, slammed me against the hood, face down, metal hot. I felt something crack. He touches his left side. Ribs. ER said fractured rib. 6 weeks recovery. I'm a delivery driver. Can't drive with broken ribs. Lost my job, lost my apartment 3 months later. The medical records confirm it. Fractured 7th rib. Pain management prescribed. But there's another document. Psychological evaluation. I started having nightmares. Same one. Every night. Sullivan's face, his hand on my neck. I'd wake up sweating, heart racing. My daughter would hear me. She's 8. She'd come to my room, ask if I was okay. He stops, swallows hard. Then she started asking why I cross the street when I see police. Why do I tense up at sirens? Silence. Heavy. Full of weight. The evaluation reads, PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder, triggered by law enforcement encounters, ongoing therapy recommended. I can't afford therapy. I go to a free clinic, once a month. It's not enough. Mitchell speaks carefully. Why testify? After all this, after the threats. Isaiah looks at him. Direct. Because yesterday my daughter asked, Daddy, are police the good guys or the bad guys? And I didn't know how to answer. Sarah's eyes glisten. If I stay quiet, I will teach her to accept this, to be afraid, to believe people like us don't matter. His voice hardens, resolve underneath. I won't do that. Mitchell thinks about the others. Maria Santos, lost custody of her son, still fighting 6 months later. Kevin Johnson, 19, split lip, never got an apology, dropped out of college, the weight lands. This isn't about one kick. It's a decades-long pattern, thousands of moments where power crushed dignity. Sarah's voice is small. What if the grand jury doesn't indict? What if Hayes walks? Mitchell doesn't have easy answers. Then we've documented it. The next investigator has a foundation. Isaiah shakes his head. No, that's not enough. I'm not doing this for documentation. I'm doing it so my daughter doesn't have to. The shift happens. Not dramatic. Quiet. But real. From despair to determination. Sarah sits straighter. Then we need the smoking gun, the receipt that makes indictment inevitable. Mitchell nods. It's out there. His phone buzzes. Unknown number. He answers. A voice. Male. Scared. Detective Taylor, I work at Metro PD. IT department. There's something you need to see, but we can't talk on this line. Mitchell's pulse quickens. What is it? Captain Hayes' body cam. From a different case. October 2023. You need to hear what's on it. Pause. Then. Meet me tomorrow, midnight. And detective? This ends Hayes. The vigil starts small. March 24th. 1 week after the video. Platform 3. Metro Central Station. 12 people. 12 candles. Evening air. The smell of wax mixing with diesel. Then more arrived. 20. 50. 100. By sunset, 200 gather. They all have stories. Isaiah Brown steps forward first, microphone in hand, voice steady. My name is Isaiah Brown. March 9th, 2022. Officer Derek Sullivan fractured my rib for jaywalking. I filed a complaint. Captain Hayes dismissed it. He steps back. The crowd is silent. Listening. A woman steps forward. Maria Santos. My name is Maria Santos. August 20th, 2020. Officer Sullivan searched my car without consent. I lost my childcare spot. Lost my son. I'm still fighting to get him back. One by one they speak. Each testimony is 90 seconds. Name. Date. What happened? Kevin Johnson. 19. Split lip. No apology. Janet Moore. Commuter. Filmed the video. Now receiving threats. Charles Thompson. Arrested for waiting for his daughter. 12 victims. 12 voices. Same officer. Same precinct. Same pattern of dismissals. The ACLU records everything. Audio files. Time-stamped. Legal evidence. Local media filmed the vigil. Cameras are respectful, not intrusive. Victims find voice after viral video runs on the evening news. Pastors arrive. Community activists. They stand with the victims. This is about dignity, one pastor says, about being seen as human. The pro bono legal team sets up a table, folding chairs, clipboards. If you've experienced this, we'll help you file. No cost, just the truth. 8 more people come forward that night. 8 new formal complaints. Against Sullivan, against other officers, against the system that protected them. An online fundraiser launches. Legal defense for Metro Central victims. Goal, $20,000. For court costs, for therapy, for lost wages. It raises $34,000 in 3 days. National attention follows. The NAACP issues a statement. What happened at Metro Central is not isolated. It's systemic. We stand with these victims and demand accountability. The Department of Justice Civil Rights Division quietly opens an inquiry. No press release, just investigators making calls. The media narrative shifts. Less about controversial sting operation, more about systemic accountability finally demanded. Captain Hayes stops talking. His lawyer advises silence. No statements, no interviews. Just wait. Sullivan leaves the city, spotted by neighbors packing his car. Rumor says he's staying with family out of state, hiding until the storm passes. But the storm grows. City Council calls an emergency public hearing. Community members flood the sign-up sheet. They want answers. Sarah Williams receives an invitation to testify. She prepares a binder. Evidence, timeline, financial records, the complete picture. Mitchell receives a package at IA headquarters. No return address. Delivered by courier. Inside, a thumb drive, a note. Case number 2023-1047. October 14th. Captain Hayes' body cam. Listen to the audio at timestamp 2237. This is what you need. A friend. Mitchell plugs it in, pulls up the file. Video footage. Hayes and Sullivan in a parking lot. End of shift. He skips to 2237, turns up the volume. Hayes' voice. Clear. Unmistakable. The guy's lawyer is asking for a body cam. You turned yours off, right? Sullivan. Yeah, like always. Hayes. Good. I'll handle the paperwork. Citizen complaint, unfounded, case closed. Sullivan. What if he pushes? Hayes. He won't. They never do. Laughter. Then silence. Mitchell sits back, stares at the screen. This is it. Command culpability. Hayes explicitly ordered evidence suppression on his own camera. He calls Sarah. We have it, the smoking gun. The vigil ends with a moment of silence. 200 people. Candles flickering. No sound but a distant train. Isaiah stands in the crowd, his daughter holding his hand. She looks up at him. Are we winning, Daddy? He squeezes her hand. Maybe. This time, maybe we are. Mitchell meets the whistleblower at a diner. 2 a.m. Empty except for the night shift waitress. The man wears a baseball cap, sits in a corner booth, back to the wall. He doesn't give his name. I've been with Metro PDIT for 16 years. His voice was low, tired. I maintained the body cam servers, watched footage get deleted, watched metadata get scrubbed, stayed quiet because I needed the job. He slides a folder across. Metadata logs, server access records. October 14th, 2023. Case number 2023-1047. Traffic stop. Civilian filed excessive force complaint. Hayes personally reviewed the footage, then ordered it archived without forwarding to IA. Mitchell opens the folder. The paper trail is meticulous. But Hayes forgot something. The whistleblower almost smiles. His own body cam was running. He reviewed Sullivan's footage on a precinct computer. I pulled the backup from Hayes's camera. He didn't know it captured audio. Why now? Mitchell asks. Why come forward after all this time? Because I watched your video, watched Sullivan kick you, and I realized I'm part of this. Every time I stayed quiet, I protected them. He stands. That thumb drive is a copy. The original is still on the server. Chain of custody is intact. It'll hold up in court. He leaves cash for coffee he didn't drink. Walks out. Mitchell never gets his name. Back at IA headquarters, Mitchell assembles the team. Sarah Williams, the ACLU legal counsel, a federal prosecutor from the Civil Rights Division. They watch the footage. October 14th, 2237 timestamp, parking lot. End of shift. Hayes and Sullivan beside their vehicles. Hayes. The guy's lawyer is asking for a body cam. You turned yours off, right? Sullivan. Yeah, like always. Hayes. Good, I'll handle the paperwork. Citizen complaint, unfounded, case closed. Sullivan. What if he pushes? Hayes. He won't. They never do. And if he does, I know the guy who runs the tow company. We'll find something on him. Laughter, casual, comfortable. Like they've done this 100 times. The federal prosecutor pauses the video. This is command culpability. Hayes explicitly ordered evidence suppression, threatening retaliation. On his own camera. Sarah cross-references case 2023-1047. Civilian complaint filed by Jerome Williams. Alleged excessive force during traffic stop. Complaint dismissed by Hayes 3 weeks later. Marked unfounded. Jerome Williams gave up. Moved on. Never knew his complaint was buried. Until now. The legal team confirms. The footage is admissible. Metadata verified. Server logs show Hayes accessed Sullivan's footage that night. Chain of custody intact. This changes everything, Sarah says. The prosecutor nods. We convene a grand jury. Federal civil rights violations, both Sullivan and Hayes. Within 48 hours, subpoenas are issued. The grand jury called. Federal courthouse. Closed proceedings. Hayes is notified. His attorney receives the summons. The charges outlined: obstruction of justice, conspiracy to violate civil rights, official misconduct. Sullivan faces additional charges: assault, falsification of records, civil rights violations. Hayes's lawyer tries to negotiate, offers cooperation in exchange for reduced charges. The prosecutor declines. The evidence speaks for itself. No deals. Metro PD goes into crisis mode. The police chief calls a press conference, announces full cooperation with federal investigators. 3 other captains are placed on administrative leave pending review of their complaint dismissal records. The system realizing the infection spread beyond Hayes. The union goes quiet. No lawsuits now. No press conferences. Just attorneys advising clients to invoke Fifth Amendment rights. Sullivan remains out of state. Unreachable. His lawyer states he'll return for the grand jury hearing. At the safe house, Isaiah watches the news. His daughter is beside him. Is this it, Daddy? Is this justice? Not yet, baby. But we're close. Mitchell receives a call from the commissioner. You did good work, dangerous work, but good. It's not finished. No, but it will be. The grand jury convenes March 30th, 14 days after the kick. 2 weeks that changed everything. Mitchell prepares his testimony. Sarah organizes evidence binders. Isaiah rehearses his statement. The receipts are stacked. The pattern is undeniable. The smoking gun is loaded. Hayes' attorney makes one final attempt. Offers full resignation. Forfeiture of pension. In exchange for no criminal charges. The prosecutor's response is 2 words. See you in court. The federal courthouse. March 30th. Grand jury proceedings. Closed to the public. 23 jurors seated. Mitchell Taylor raises his right hand. Do you solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? I do. He recounts March 17th. The platform, the confrontation, Sullivan's language, the kick, the badge reveal. Then the investigation. 23 complaints, 8 deleted, financial records linking Hayes to Metro Towing, body cam metadata showing manual deactivations. Sullivan's attorney cross-examines. Isn't this entrapment? I was lawfully present. Officer Sullivan's actions were his own choice. The attorney sits. Isaiah Brown takes the stand. Sworn in. Hands steady. He describes the jaywalking stop. The slam. The fractured rib. PTSD. I cross the street when I see the police now. My daughter notices. Asks why Daddy's scared. The jury listens. Silent. Evidence enters the record. Complaint logs, financial statements, metadata, victim testimonies, 18 exhibits total. Then the body cam footage. October 14th, 2023. Hayes' voice. You turned yours off, right? Yeah, like always. Good. I'll handle the paperwork. The audio plays twice. Jurors lean forward, taking notes. Captain Raymond Hayes is called. He enters. Suit, tie. Attorney beside him. Face stone. Sworn in. The prosecutor begins. Captain Hayes. Did you dismiss complaints without forwarding them to Internal Affairs? Hayes leans to his attorney. On advice of counsel, I invoke my Fifth Amendment right. Did you receive payments from Metro Towing? I invoke my Fifth Amendment right. Did you order Officer Sullivan to deactivate his body cam? I invoke my Fifth Amendment right. 17 questions. 17 invocations. Each one echoing. Through counsel, Hayes later states, Captain Hayes invoked his constitutional right against self-incrimination. We believe this prosecution is politically motivated and will vigorously contest all charges. Sullivan doesn't appear. His attorney claims medical issues. The judge notes his absence. The jury deliberates. 3 hours. They return. Forewoman stands. Derek Sullivan, civil rights violations and assault. 17 vote to indict, 5 vote no. Raymond Hayes, obstruction, conspiracy, official misconduct, 19 vote to indict, 3 vote no. True bills returned, indictments issued. Outside, media swarms. Sarah Williams reads a statement. Today, 23 victims were heard. Evidence mattered more than rank. This isn't vengeance, it's accountability. Mitchell stands beside her, silent. Nods to Isaiah in the crowd. Community members gather. Signs raised. Justice moves slowly, but it moves. Hayes exits through the side. No comment. The union issues no statement. Inside, indictment orders are filed. Formal charges. Court dates. The system is turning. Isaiah holds his daughter's hand. Did we win? Not yet, baby, but we're closer. 6 months later, September, the trials conclude. Derek Sullivan, 18 months county jail, 2 years probation, terminated from Metro PD, badge surrendered, benefits forfeited. Raymond Hayes, 6 months jail, $50,000 fine, pension revoked, 28 years of service ending in disgrace. Officer Luis Mendez, plea agreement, 1 year probation, terminated. The sentences aren't perfect, but they're real. City Council passes Bill 2024-289. Unanimous vote, 8-0. Mandatory body cams. No manual shutoff during calls. Civilian Oversight Board with subpoena power. Third-party complaint investigations. Quarterly public reporting on use of force. Sarah Williams appointed to the board. Full authority. Real teeth. The 23 victims receive settlements. City allocates $1.2 million. Acknowledgement without admission. But money flows. Isaiah Brown uses his share for therapy, for his daughter's college fund, for peace. It doesn't undo what happened, he says, but my daughter sees. Sometimes the system works, if you make it. Mitchell Taylor transfers to another city. Different case, different precinct, same mission. The work continues, because reform isn't one victory. It's constant pressure, eternal vigilance, refusing to accept that power means immunity. Sometimes the most dangerous thing you can do is exist, but sometimes existing is resistance. If this story resonated, share it. Systems change when we demand it, when we refuse silence, when we stand with the vulnerable and say, not anymore. What's your story? Drop it in the comments and subscribe. Because accountability shouldn't be rare, it should be routine. The badge doesn't grant immunity. The system only bends when we push.
The story you heard today wasn't cleaned up. It was told exactly as it happened. At Black Voices Uncut, we believe that's the only way truth can live. If you felt something, hit like, comment, and your reaction, and subscribe. Every week, we bring you voices that refuse to be silenced.